The Marilyn Manson versus Evan Rachel Wood case is in a procedural lull as the parties await hearings on the anti-SLAPP motions made by the defendants. While there's nothing red hot going on, let's take a look at the attorneys who've appeared in the case for all the parties. On the plaintiff's side is the firm King, Holmes, Paterno, and Soriano LLP. They've assigned 3 attorneys to the case. The first is Howard King. Let's take a look at his biography. Mr. King has been doing this since 1977 when he received his JD at the University of California, Los Angeles. He's the managing partner of the firm. You might notice his name's at the front. He says he has broad experience with individuals and companies in all facets of corporate, real estate, music, and entertainment law, complex business, real estate, banking, finance, copyright, trademark litigation. His firm certainly does all that, and he has a lot of high-powered clients. Let's take a look at a little clip of him and see kind of what his philosophy is.
We try cases, and our reputation is that we try cases. That's important because that helps us avoid trying cases.
That's a solid philosophy. Being willing to go to trial and having the team to do it is a great piece of leverage to have on the other side when you're trying to get the case worked out, settled, or prevent litigation altogether. There are a lot of great litigators. There are far fewer great trial attorneys. The next lawyer from the King Holmes firm appearing on behalf of Mr. Manson is Jon Snow. Yeah, I'm pausing for a moment to let you imagine that you're the first person who thought of that joke, but no, I'm afraid not. Let's take a look at his biography. He's a well-rounded trial lawyer, they say. I like the use of those words. Capable of handling every aspect of litigation: contract claims, intellectual property, securities fraud, tort claims, government investigations, complex business matters. Before joining the firm, he was a criminal prosecutor, and he took 26 jury trials to verdict. He was also a civil enforcement lawyer litigating large public impact cases. That's a good resume. You definitely need somebody on your team who's seasoned enough. They've been in front of a lot of juries and taking cases all the way up to a verdict. I don't know what kind of cases they were, but this is a good resume. The third King Holmes lawyer is Jackson Trugman. Let's take a look at his biography. Says he's a trial lawyer, good, with significant experience in handling high-stake matters. I don't doubt that. A range of cases, complex commercial, intellectual property, securities, etc., etc. He's been on big cases. They make a point of mentioning recent accomplishments, including successfully defending a $100 million real estate action, favorably resolving a $500 million bet the company contract, an unfair competition dispute on the eve of a jury verdict. Nice. I like it. So he's got experience in and around the courtroom. One thing I will note before we move to defense counsel is you probably noticed the 3 attorneys that I reviewed were all men. Conventional wisdom suggests having a female if you can when you're dealing with a female adversary. So that way when there's a cross-examination, especially on sensitive topics like sexual assault, you don't appear to have a man beating up on a woman. These guys maybe are skilled enough not to have that perception come across, but that's normally a sort of conventional wisdom that's out there. Now, of course, they could bring in another lawyer from their firm later on if they want to, or some other firm, not saying they should. They could. It's just interesting to me that this is the team out of the 3 in this case that does not have a female appearing in court so far. Appearing for Miss Wood in the case is the firm Kinsella, Weissman, Iser, Kupp, and Holly. The first lawyer on the docket is Michael Kupp. He joined the California State Bar in 1981. His biography says he's a problem solver, nice, who fights tenaciously to protect his clients' valuable intellectual property and contractual rights, represents plaintiffs and defendants in broad and sophisticated litigation practice, lists some of those. I think that undersells his expertise and experience. If they had been more specific, you might be more impressed because he's done a lot of high-profile cases with a lot at stake. Here's a list of just some of his clients. And I will play a short clip that shows a little bit of his philosophy.
Is that it's important to do is to do everything you possibly can to ultimately avoid litigation. I mean, litigation is a matter of last resort.
Again, agree. He's the counterpart to Howard King. If you can, you want to keep your client out of the courtroom, out of litigation. Part of the way you do that, of course, is great negotiation, but part of great negotiation is having leverage. And the leverage your client brings you is nice, but also the leverage you bring by being a skilled trial team is important as well. The second attorney appearing for Miss Wood is Sean Hawley. Miss Hawley is an experienced trial attorney, that's for sure. It says she's got more than 60 trials to her credit. She started out as a public defender. She worked with Johnny Cochran as far back, of course, as the OJ case, and she was on that case. She's represented a great deal of high-profile clients in matters that were significant to them, including not just civil but criminal charges as well. She's been on TV a lot. Let's take a look at a clip of her.
Well, I will say that over all of this time, when you look back at it from a point of distance,
right,
it seems that there was a lot of evidence.
Right.
However, you can't really assess the evidence when it has been tampered with, as I believe it was.
Would you have advised?
If you're seeing what I'm seeing, you're seeing someone who is comfortable speaking to other people, who's going to be very persuasive, likable, won't be pushed around. You can find your own clips of her on YouTube if you want to, but I think she will be a force in this trial and an excellent choice for Miss Wood. Let's take a look at the attorneys who are appearing on behalf of Miss Gore. The first one is Larry Cirelli, lead attorney on this case. All right, so it says Larry is a trial lawyer, fellow of the American College of Trial Lawyers. It notes that he has tried numerous jury and court trials, as well as arbitrations in a range of cases spanning business torts, commercial contracts, business dissolution, trade secrets, etc., etc. He's also a certified public accountant. I don't think that plays much into this case, but that's a qualification touted in his biography. And now we'll take a look at the second attorney representing Miss Gore, same firm, Hanson Bridget. Final attorney to be discussed here is Maggie Simenik. I apologize if I pronounced that wrong. Her focus is on complex business litigation, corporate disputes, contracts, torts, insurance coverage, antitrust, and fraud. She represents a wide variety of clients. So that's the cast of characters from a legal standpoint who have appeared so far. Again, some more may come, some may go during the course of this litigation. But I think you can see there are some powerhouses involved in this case. There are going to be some egos involved in this case. Probably some fireworks if the matter makes it inside the courtroom for a trial. If you followed the Depp trial, then you probably think, like you would from watching other high-profile cases, the attorneys do matter. Not only the quality of the arguments they make to the court on legal issues, but also how they come across to the jury, how they amplify or detract from their client's credibility, their ability to sell the narrative to the jury and control the courtroom to their liking. Will there be another Camille Vasquez in this bunch? We'll just have to see. In any event, we'll keep an eye on this case for further developments, and when they occur, we'll update. Thanks.